Good morning. Today on Spotlight, inside one of Detroit's newest developments, owned and led by African-American entrepreneurs. Why Emmett Moten and Jim Thrower of the Bagley Development Group picked this historic downtown building for their visionary legacy project. And later on our Sunday morning program, Megan Owens of Transportation Writers United talks about the best way to increase the use of public transportation. It's Sunday, May the 1st. I'm Chuck Stokes, and this is Spotlight. You got a lot of publicity a few weeks ago with this $75 million development on a building that's almost 100 years old. From your perspective, why is this such a big deal in the midst of all the development that we've been seeing going on in downtown, midtown, and throughout the city of Detroit? Who wants to take it first?
I'll take a crack at it. Well, Chuck, this is a development that has majority African-American developers, over 92% of African-American developers and all the business individuals that have a career in the city and the country. And we as a collective group decided that since we know one another, this was about 6 years ago, let's try to do something constructively in our city to leave something here from our perspective that could show a legacy for people to follow. And as you said, this is a big, big number, $75 million. And you don't get there until you close the deal. When you close the deal, you've accomplished the major step. Now you got to build it. So the rationale is there, and hopefully this could be an example to other African Americans in our community that could say, well, we could do the same thing.
That's what we want to create is generational wealth, and bringing the family into an opportunity, like this also is what we want to do. And the residences at the 150 Bagley is located right in the district of Detroit, surrounded by the cultural, sports, and the entertainment venues. And residency at the 150 Bagley is in the heart of downtown, in a walkable, a vibrant community, minutes from Comerica Park, from the Fox Theater, from Ford Field, Little Caesars Arena, and a lot of other institutions. A great place to live, work, and play. And what be a better place, except for this place, for us to sort of start generations going from this point on.
Who are some of the partners? Well, Jim and I, two of them. We have Roy Roberts, who has a long history in Detroit, Tom Goss, Larry Brinker, who has one of the largest construction companies in our state. We had O'Neill Swanson, and Charles, Bob Charles, both passed away as a part of our group.
Right. Yeah.
Richard Hosey is another member in the group. He's done quite a bit in the city. And we have Scott Allen, who ran a company called Formidable, which is at that time was the largest management company of rental housing in the area. So that's our group. We got HUD's played a very strong role in this project. They've been a great partner. The AFL-CIO Housing Trust Fund, and they are the lenders in the project. And therefore we have a total union constructed project. We have the city, the state of Michigan. We have tax credits. And I got to say, we're very pleased with the mayor and the governor. They've been extraordinarily supportive. And our landlord, so this is a leased property. We're leasing 150 from Olympia Development. Our project is within the district, Detroit. So we're very, very pleased to be in the district. And you look back at 1988, and you look at 2022, and Mike and Marion Illich and the Illich family, Chris and his leadership position right now, it's unbelievable, unbelievable. And everybody kind of came into this to say, and you know as well as anyone, Chuck, the struggle to get people to say we're going to come downtown Detroit.
Right. All right. Gentlemen, I need to slip a quick little break in here. I'm going to come right back. Jim, I haven't forgotten about you right there.
No, that's fine.
Done
an excellent job in explaining. So I understand.
All right, we will be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back to Spotlight, talking to Emmett Moten and Jim Thrower, established businessmen in the city of Detroit. Jim, anytime you talk about a building that old, people have to say, okay, what kind of shape is it in? Because it was sitting for a long time, like the train station, became an eyesore in this region. How much work are you going to have to put into it to make it what people are going to want to live in?
We most certainly will do the type of work that needed to be done to make sure that the building is very livable. We have all the, what can I say, the correct people that are looking at the building and making sure that the designs are done well. We're making sure that the interior is and will be in great shape. So all of the engineers and design people that have been pulled together, they said that this is a very good project, and that's what we have been doing.
And 20% of it, I understand, will be affordable housing, so that it's just not the wealthy that can live in that building?
Absolutely. 148 units with 20% being affordable units. We want to make sure that we're doing things fair and the right way that we do things here in Detroit.
Going into the city of Detroit and hiring city of Detroit residents through that process, that's a big thing that we want to do along with the union and the city. Right. So that's a big statement there, and also the management of it, the people working over 500 jobs to be seeked out for local citizens in the city of Detroit for permanent and temporary jobs. So I think that's a big statement. I mean, how many you could say is you have an African-American contractor, and you got 65% African-American trades, plumbers, drywall, glazing, flooring, electrical. I mean, that's huge. Underground, so that's a huge statement, Chuck.
We see a lot of new buildings going up, both in the suburbs as well as smack dab in the middle of the city. But we've been able to save some of the old historic buildings. Emmett, you certainly know about that coming out of the New Orleans area and the historic preservation down there. What long-term does this say about our city when you can have both the brand new stuff but takes the old stuff and refurbish it and make it into the type of buildings that, quite honestly, they just don't build anymore?
Right.
That's correct. I think, the pattern of any city, you have to have a great fabric. History is important for any community, and saving that history is critical. You go back to the Fox Theater, you look at projects, like the GM building, you look at the Fort Shelby Hotel, you look at the Book Cadillac, you look at our project. All these are patterns and fabrics of a community. Plus you have new buildings that fit within it. And that makes an urban and a community setting. And that gives the flavor. And as you mentioned New Orleans, that creates the gumbo of a community, the total mix.
I like that. Jim Thrower, you have so much business experience, so much success in the fast food industry and other things. What will you take from what you've learned as successful principles in that realm into this new project?
Well, one of the things that I've always said, and I think our group is most certainly is in agreement with this. If we strive hard to be superior, if we fail, it'll be mere excellence. And so that's the way that we see things. That's the way that we go after things. And as Emmett has said earlier, when you look at the key individuals of this group, they come from all roots of the community. When you look at Roy Roberts, he was a top executive there at General Motors. You look at Tom Goss, he tied in also with the University of Michigan as the athletic director. Richard Hosley, a well-known developer here in the city of Detroit. You got Larry Brinker, He has his own construction firm, and he just ties in with it all. It is a group of individuals that just cross sections, all part of all the things that we are standing for. And we most certainly want to set the example, for many individuals, and I want to say young Black people, as well as people of color, across the country, as well as here in Detroit.
Sure. Emmett Moulton, what's the timeline for this? When will people be able to move in?
Third quarter of 2023. And Chuck, I just want to make one point. We've been at this 6 years and we could have quit any time, but we stayed out of the press because we had not accomplished anything. And we appreciate you having and recognizing our group, Jim and I, today, because now we've closed. And when you close, you now have a project.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
Absolutely. All right, last final question. What else is on the horizon? Because I know both of you well enough that this probably is not going to be the last thing you do, and you're probably already talking about some other things, but anything you can talk about?
Well, at this time, Chuck, I would say we better still keep that under the cover right now.
Okay.
You'll be the first to know just as soon as we break this new project out.
All right, Jim, that's kind of like a good play on the sidelines. You don't want to let the competition know what you got before you get out on that gridiron, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Emmett Moulton, Jim Thrower, thanks so much for joining me today on Spotlight. Best of luck with what you're doing, and congratulations on this. And I know that it's going to be great for the city of Detroit and for the state of Michigan. And you both stay safe.
Thank you very much. Same to you, Chuck.
Appreciate it.
Thank you now. Bye-bye. And coming up, I'll talk to Megan Owens. She is the Executive Director of Transportation Riders United. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Spotlight. Joining me now, paying us another visit, is Megan Owens. She is the Executive Director of Transportation Riders United, and no stranger to this program. Megan, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
It's good seeing you again. Okay, bring us up to date. I know that True has been in the vineyards for the last 20 years pushing for better and more use of public transportation. What have you been working on lately, and how does that tie into coming out of, or hopefully out of, the pandemic and higher gas prices, people may be taking a different look at public transportation?
Sure. Well, there's no doubt that the COVID crisis had a big impact on everything, including public transportation. But one of the things we really did see is how much it's an essential service for so many of our essential workers. Many of us were able to work from home, but there were, even throughout the worst of the pandemic, there were hospital workers and grocery clerks and janitors and everyone who still needed to get in, who was really needed to rely on transit. And now that a lot more people are coming back to the office, they're realizing that maybe that old commute, both the cost of it and the stress of staring at the bumper in front of you isn't necessarily what they want to do. So we're certainly encouraging people to give public transit a look. It's not going to work for everyone. Our system isn't as extensive as it needs to be, but we certainly encourage people check Google Maps, the transit option, and see if there might be a public transportation option that could save you a lot of cost and a lot of stress on your trip into work.
Absolutely. And we know that a whole lot more money has been coming from Washington due to the American Rescue Plan. You've been at the center of all of this, suggesting to people the best way and the smartest way of using those funds. What are you telling all the transportation leaders?
Well, it's definitely very exciting to finally have some major investment coming into public transit. We've been working with the city, with the Detroit Department of Transportation, got $51 million in federal funding specifically to improve our public transit systems. And they've been having community meetings. We help them host a community meeting to talk about what are the most important priorities? What can they do to improve things like bus seating and bus shelters? What are they doing? They're actually getting some of their first electric buses. How can they enhance safety and security on the buses? So there's a whole lot of great things, great improvements that we should see in the next couple of years with those investments. Now, the challenge is there's still one-time investments, and as a region,
Right, what do you do after
still,
you get through that? Right.
Exactly. They're great for things like, buying a new bus shelters and fixing up the transit centers, but we still need to figure out better and more ways to invest in our public transit systems, because a lot of those other federal funds require a local match. You've got to put in some local funds in order to get some of those federal funds. So we need to make sure that we're making enough investment in our transit system to really maximize it.
Right. SMART has always been sort of at the center of all of this. We know that there's been some renewal there. How is that fitting into this entire picture?
Sure. Well, every 4 years, voters get to decide whether they want to reinvest in the SMART bus system. So all of Macomb County and sections of Oakland and Wayne County, voters get to decide get to reaffirm that this is something that they really do believe in and want to invest in. And what's exciting is, for the first time, we've got Oakland County leadership who really values public transportation, and there's an opportunity to expand public transit throughout all of Oakland County. Well, this could be the year that we finally eliminate those gaps in the system and finally see true countywide public transit, at least in Oakland County. So not a complete solution to the whole region, but a big step forward for ensuring that at least people can get to jobs, can get to schools, can get to doctors, and that driving doesn't somehow have to determine your whole destiny.
Right. All right, we need to take a quick little break here. We will come right back with some more questions and maybe talk a little bit about the plan that the governor has and how that's working into all of this in terms of climate. We'll be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back to Spotlight. Megan Owens, about a week ago, the governor put out her plan, Healthy Michigan Climate Plan. How does that fit into the areas that you've had tremendous interest in for a long period of time?
Well, as many people know, the biggest source of climate pollution is actually transportation. The electric power sector has been at least moving in the right direction with more renewable energy and such. But because people continue to drive so much and have to drive everywhere they need to go, the transportation is now the biggest source of pollution. So the governor had spent more than a year bringing together a team of different experts and community members to discuss how is the state going to become part of the climate solution. And we were very pleased to work on their transportation work group. And obviously, vehicle electrification is a big priority.
Big push there, yeah.
Absolutely. But we were pleased to see a goal of getting all new buses to be electric in the next decade, because it's actually a little easier to electrify a few thousand buses than 7 million cars across the state. So electric buses can be a big part of the solution. And they set a goal of expanding access to public transit, biking, walking, and other clean mobility, because certainly the best way to cut someone's climate pollution is to not have to drive. So if people do have better access to public transportation, if it's easier and more convenient for more people to use transit or to walk or to bike where they need to go, that's a really critical part of the climate solution.
Megan, do you feel as though we're moving closer to a regional plan that, in terms of funding this tri-county area, or even further if you want to go, Washington or what have you, can support. I talked to Dave Coulter not too long ago. As you referenced earlier, he's a big supporter of public transportation, but he says he doesn't want to, in concert with his other colleagues in the other counties, put something on the ballot that fails again, that it has to be the right time and the right plan.
Yeah, it's frustrating how slow the progress has been. We're really focused right now on some of the smaller steps. Ultimately, we do need to have a dedicated region-wide funding source for public transit, like every other major metropolitan area does. Most areas spend 3 times what we do on our transit system, which is why our service is so limited. But even while we wait for, again, the time to rewrite, the political leaders to really get aligned on a broad region-wide system, there are still real opportunities to make improvement. It may not be the big, bold, exciting transformation that a lot of us would like to see. We are seeing some real positive steps towards giving more people more choices for getting around.
At least you're moving in the right direction, it sounds like. Final question. True has been out there so long, working so hard on this diligently and consistently. Are you getting, your organization, are you getting the support from the public that you feel you need? And have you seen an increase in that and more enthusiasm in that?
We've got a speakers bureau doing community presentations and conversations with Rotary clubs, Kiwanis clubs, political groups, neighborhood associations, when we can actually get out and talk to people, spend a few minutes explaining sort of who it is that needs transit, what's possible for our region, and how we would all benefit. We really do see a lot of support. We're always looking for more people to get involved in our organization, DetroitTransit.org, and we're always looking for more opportunities to have community conversations about how transit and new mobility solutions can help improve our communities and people's lives.
All right, well, hopefully having this exposure will make people think about it and get to that website and give you even more support for all the things that you've been trying to do. Megan Owens, Executive Director of True Transportation Riders United, thanks so much for joining us today on Spotlight. We'll stay in touch.
Thanks for the opportunity.
It's our pleasure. And I'm Chuck Stokes. We'll be back next week with more newsmakers in the Spotlight. We hope you have a great week.